Your favorite local musicians like you've never seen them before. Intimate collaborations between iconic artists and the musicians they want you to know about. Tonight, Tall Paul featuring Joe Rainey. It's all happening right now, live, on the legendary 7th Street Entry stage. Blending substance and soul, Tall Paul's hip-hop draws from personal experience and provides thought-provoking commentary on issues affecting Indigenous and diverse communities as a whole. Please welcome to the stage, Tall Paul.
I fear the latent effects of assimilation in a city native, raised by bright lights and skyscrapers, born with dim prospects, little peace and living as a child. I hated about the fact I wasn't wild like they called my ancestors. Imagine what it'd be to live nomadic off the land and free. Instead, I was full of heat like a furnace, cause I wasn't furnished with the language and traditional ways of my peeps. Yeah, I used to feel like I wasn't truly indigenous. Now I say me which get you money, do for showing me my true roots. Definitely native, take responsibility for being educated. My people and customs originating from early phases of history. Yes, deeper than fried bread and contest powwows. Tears shed in the sweat lodge. Prayers go out to all those I've wronged and who have wronged me. Gotta treat them like family. Get your money due, we do kawashin. Jimushka wiziyan, me dush for me, it is a yan. Me jishanam, zage iway, when gnu jishanam, bisin there with shanam. Me wayne jinaga moyan. Nima shomis, we do kawashanam, ja budget too, yanga nishanabe, yitwawin. Me jit bit, get came to mind, kaya nishanabe, be my dizzy win. Becoming aware of our heartbeats, fragility, so I pray for my creator's will and humility. It seems my prayer's weak, I can't speak, not a linguist. Does he hear my English when I vent? I feel the answer to the question. This is symbolic of anguish I feel regarding language and the obligation of revitalizing something sacred. Failure to carry through is disgrace in a nation. My first tongue's in need of a facelift, but deciphering conjugations like trying to find my way through a maze in the matrix. Complex, hard to start without an end, aside from being fluent. I gotta push the limit if I'm gonna keep pursuing. So I use it in a way that relates to my life and vocab. Bring some entertainment to it, spit it on a track, and I take it out the class. Can't let what I lack become a self-defeating habit that'll make me wanna quit. Get your money due, we do kawashin. Jamushka with a yan, me dush for me, it is a yan. Me jishanam, zage iway, when gnu jishanam, bisin there with shanam. Me wayne jinaga moyan. Nima shomis, we do kawashanam, ja budget too, yaga nishanabe, yitwawin. Me jit bit, get came to mind, kaya nishanabe, be my dizzy win. Y'all gotta learn that one. If you can learn that chorus and memorize it, that's an Ojibwe prayer right there. You know what I'm saying? You can go lay your tobacco out in the morning, give thanks, and just be grateful, right? Let's get it. Buju Ginawa, Paul Indigenous Kaz, Gakabi Kang and Dunjaba, Minawa, Gazaga Squadron, Maycog, Nambinda Gay, Be Igaz, Adusha, Wasazian, Dudame. Hello everyone, my name is Paul, I'm from Minneapolis. I'm enrolled in the Leash Lake Band of Ojibwe and I'm of the Bullhead clan. And I'm widely known as Tall Paul, a hip hop artist, but I also do public and inspirational speaking engagements, creative writing workshops and things of that nature. I used to be like one of the most quiet kids in my high school. I attended like 25 to 30 different schools, kindergarten through 12th grade. And a lot of that was, due to foster care and being in group homes and things like that. So I kind of started disengaging from the school environment. Like I'm not even gonna bother with, trying to make friends because I know I'm about to move pretty soon anyway. So that was kind of like my mentality as a youth coming up. And that led to me becoming introverted. When I realized I can't just be an internet rapper, I gotta get up on stage and do it for real if I'm gonna pursue this and have any success with it. I signed up for an open mic and I was waiting for them to call my name. I'm sitting there psyching myself out like this while I'm sitting in this auditorium of like 300 students at the U of M because it was the Voices Merging open mic there at the U of M. And I was like, nah, man, I ain't no punk. I'ma sit here and I'ma tough this out. I'ma do it, And they called my name and I got up on stage
And I did my thing, you know, and everybody, you know, showed love. And after I did it that first time, I was like, okay, this ain't so bad. Like, I can manage this, you know? Like, performing on stage is definitely an empowering experience because I got that creative passion of a poet inside of me, and that needs to be expressed somehow, you know?
John Trudell, he was one of the founders of the American Indian movement. He was a poet, an activist, an actor, a hemp advocate. He was a real powerful dude. And like, man, I can't imagine the things that he went through in his life. And he still was fighting on top and, you know, achieving success. I mean, even the fact that he stayed alive with the things that happened to him is powerful to me. And I had the blessing to be able to do a couple shows with him while he was battling cancer. But this next track is inspired by John Trudell, who understood that we are spiritual beings before human beings. You know what I mean? So this next song is called Protect Your Spirit. Let's get it.
When we leave as humans, we go back to being, human being. That really means something. But we live in a reality now, or in a time where I would say to anyone, you know, protect your spirit. Protect your spirit, because you're in the place where spirits get eaten.
See, we in the place where spirits get eaten. I like to call it the illusionary, egotistical realm, you know what I'm saying? Because I was taught that I am a spiritual being before a human being, and that I would still be a spirit after. You know, our energy don't die, just these bodies do. How two sick individuals can produce with residuals. The miracle of purely woven if it sows is crazy. Stated plainly, we see it hazy. Take not for granted the babies, may we pay heed to this cyclical storm. Melt the tip of this cyclical icicles. Warmth to the bicycles, tires I worn. I scorn no man stand. Naturally we're children of the corn, not of the hamburger, not of the pie. Whoever said adults or educators was a lie. Parents teach without scouting out the outcomes. Our outlooks without doubt, a drought without sun. I only hope I give my son right away. Well, the difference he's created for me, night and day. Reconsider who you picture as teachers. It's not about the image, it's about what they teach us. So if you ever see a little kid go to the playground, they can just go up to another kid and start playing with each other like they've known each other their whole life, their whole little tiny lives. But then we get to adulthood, and by that time we've been jaded, and it's a little bit more hard for us to just be that comfortable, you know what I mean? Kids are teachers, we can learn a lot from them. God forbid our kids go to school to learn from fools. The melting pots already injecting them with the rules. Daughters gotta be Barbies to get in with the cool. Fellas wanna be like fathers that they never knew. I'm not saying every teacher isn't worth that pay. I'm simply saying most of them don't know of colored pain. They say you can't teach you no dog, new tricks. Nor can a foreign mind teach our minds ouch. Well, if I don't know my past, then my ass is grass. Same reason lies women sell the ass for cash. Same reason thirsty men trick that cash to tap. What's the half with the pimps and the Cadillacs? Teens learn from a media that serves them elitist punks with no wise folks to preach them up. Reconsider who you picture as teachers. It's not about the image, it's about what they teach us. So the human mind is like a computer. Its reliability is only up to how much you believe the right or wrong information. So if you believe the wrong information and you pass that down to your kids, that's a dangerous precedent to set. We gotta be careful about what we're learning and educating with. When a baby's misdirected, my best guess is it's due to the guardians elected. A baby's over is electric, so it must take some broke souls to dold its eccentrics. A young bolded accepted from the cities to the red. Suicide is adolescent. This my attempt at progression. Still it's pity at its best. Who am I to address it? I'm lost my damn self. Myself I can't help. If I'm a grown soul, I battle till my hands well. But I ain't got no time for yours if you're a grown man. There comes a point in time in life when we don't hold hands. When we're beyond pity, we don't beyond titties. Look to yourself for help, I'm not what be gone fitting. Reconsider who you picture as teachers. It's not about my image, it's about what I teach you. Hey yo, DJ, hey yo, let's drop that one. So what my guy right here is saying is that we are spiritual energy occupying these physical beings, and that I can get up in the morning and I can dictate what kind of energy I'm gonna have for the day. Anytime I'm feeling down, and this is something my language and culture teacher told me, was like, I can just make the decision that I wanna be in a better mood immediately. And that was some of the most powerful things that I've learned, you know what I mean? Because I practiced that, I don't do it enough. And I'm in a negative state of mind and I think about that, like I can just change my mind right now. I can meditate a little bit, or I can just focus on what I have to be grateful for, you know what I mean? Yeah, that's what that song's about. Protect your spirit. We are spiritual beings.
When I was growing up, there wasn't a lot of culture in the household. I knew I was Native, but like we wasn't going to language tables. The most that I had been exposed to was like powwows. And then at school, I went to Four Winds, which was a Native magnet school. And it wasn't until later in life that I really picked up on a lot more of the culture and the language. You know, probably about my college years is when I really got to dive in. But yeah, at home growing up, the culture and all of that wasn't around so much, you know, so I had a lot of questions around Native identity and, you know, representation, you know, that's a lot of what I think about, especially for the Native community, because they say we're like 1% of the US population or so. But growing up, I didn't see my people on TV unless it was like the old Westerns and we were the bad guys or whatever, you know. I didn't see us positively or accurately represented. So that was something that became big to me as I got older and I learned about historical figures who were powerful Native people. And you start to realize like, okay, we are just as competent as everybody else. They just don't show that side of us. They want to paint us a certain way, like the history books paint us as incompetent or inferior and so on. As I got older and learned more of the truth, you know, that it was an empowering experience for sure.
So Jim Thorpe was a major inspiration of mine growing up. And he coached and played for the only all-Native American NFL team that ever existed. And he was one of the pioneers of the NFL. So I had to dedicate this track to him because he was such an inspiration to me as a youngin'. And for this track, I gotta bring my guy Twin City Tone up to the stage. And me and Twin City Tone together, I read Poet Society. And we're gonna get into this one. Let's go, let's go.
Check. All right, let's get into it. 1, 2, 1, 2. 7th Street Engine, let's do
like
it.
this.
Yup, I represent indigenous excellence, effortless, getting it in the kitchen and I'm chefing this recipe. Rest in peace to ancestors that came before. If you're not aiming for the top, what you aiming for? Waging war since Columbus came on shore and roll head to your head. Nowadays we just aim to fall. What you waiting for? I blaze them all, I pass high. Forget you, forget your team, forget your mascot. Trash talk, trash walk past, but don't look. I can tell by the vibes, we got them all shook. They wrote books but left the truth out. It's all lies. Next summer might bring the coupe out. It's all lies. On me, G-O-N-Y-N-I. Them flyers, eagle feathers, none better. Red poets representer. Word to tall Paul. 4th and goal, us against all y'all. Let's go.
It's indigenous excellence when we touch down. Passing the competition, too late to run now. No hesitation, the style of play is one cut. Some Indian players turning singles to home runs. Resurrecting greatness in the name of Oorang. They played the game and had it sort of like a shoestring. Squatting on the track, Native baby Wu-Tang. Still finding with the people, though within the fruit hang. Anishinaabe with tied on the shoulder in my blood. I could have only replicated our roots in the mud. This government structure tried to copy my ancestors. They fundamentally failed by seeking their hand fetches. Our matrilineal systems assured our clan well. This year, though, beyond Patriarch City, assured the spam stretches. Forget walking on water, we make our food grow on it. We picked this up out the bootstraps that made the loopholes common. So throw that lazy Indian connoting out the door. Toe and flow, known to power up a fellow native soul. My brother got the Oorang Indians in his jeans. His great grandpa John Baptist Thunder played with JT. The only native team assembled in the NFL. It's the rap game Jim Thorpe here with the story to tell. It's only what I do with poem with some native poets. The spirit of Bright Path is in me, yeah, he probably wrote this. It's indigenous excellence when we touch down. Passing the competition, too late to run now. No hesitation, the style of play is one cut. Some Indian players turning singles to home runs. Resurrecting greatness in the name of Oorang. They played the game and had it sewed up like a shoestring. Squatting on the track, Native baby Wu-Tang. Still find them with the people though within the fruit hang. Hey.
Yeah.
The only rap that I seen as a child was, you know, whatever was on the TV or on the radio. One day, I think I was just bored, honestly. Like, it was just boredom. I was sitting at home, nothing to do. I was like, you know what, let me pick up this pen and pad real quick and just try this rhyme writing thing, you know, try to rap. But when it came to, you know, what really made me want to get into it for real, it was honestly this situation where I had quit using substances. You know, I got sober basically. And I had all this free time that I had to fill that I used to spend on partying and finding my next, you know, whatever. So that was what really made me want to take it serious. I was like, what can I do with my time now to be functional and positive with my life? So I started hitting up open mics and, you know, making music, and that it was almost out of a necessity, you know, but it was a passion that was already there and established for some years of just writing raps and performing them for my friends and at house parties and things like that.
I almost lost count. I'm coming up on like 14 years sober. So this goes out to all my sober folks out there and to all my people still fighting through that struggle. And of course, I got love for the people who are blessed enough to be able to have a couple drinks, because y'all are important too, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, this is for all my people going through that struggle, trying to get sober. It's a big one.
Let's go.
Blocked up when you're actually on stage.
No, but it means we're blocked up all the time, you know.
If you struggle with addiction, know I'm here for you. Critics don't believe it's a disease that don't appear on you. It's not a rash, but a physical obsession. Plus a mental craving causes spiritual regression. So tell me why then, if it's not a disease, did my one entire life reverse 180 degrees in a positive direction when I quit using things such as pills, alcohol, and weed to make me feel pleased? I don't really have an issue with the use of marijuana, but the alcohol and opiates will bring about the drama. Tell me why I can't just have a drink or two and then go about my night just like a normal drinker do. I see the truth to make fools think it's as simple as a choice. Tell me why just to get sober did I need creator's voice? Had no knowledge how to pray, but all I tried was never working. If something's out there lurking, then please help a flipping earthling. Faith without works is dead. Had to back it up with action. Left the crib in search of help. Finally found it, then I asked them. Now I'm many years clean and my life's better. Long story short, because of that I can get nice cheddar. More importantly, the father to my son. Self-employed boss, living life just like I want. If you're struggling, white knuckle, then no, I would never judge you. Just know a better life's possible. I bet you love it. Addiction, man's mass affliction. Affected or not, seems most of us are missing. The point or the means to escape is conviction. Addiction is sickness inflicted.
Give the black man crack, the red man liquor. A word to his liver, he a codeine sipper. Messing with the strippers and cocaine sniffers. Yeah, his chick thick, but his gold chain thicker. Blanket full of smallpox, and you better not call cops. We partying and booze, pop bottles when the ball drops. Every new year, then we shed a few tears. Talk about a few fears, get clean, they look at you weird. Getting addiction, prescribing prescriptions. Trying to get a brick and avoid a conviction. Surrounded by syringes and everyday binges. Addiction, sickness inflicted. Look, tone, right back at it. Mom is a queen, Pop was a crack addict. Habit must have gone from a gram to an ounce. Cause he bounced suddenly, now I'm the man of the house. Left us alone in this cold world to fend for ourselves. Ironically, the stuff he's on, I would measure myself in an attempt to stack my paper up for a rainy day. Planned to make 80K and gradually fade away. Became a monster in the process, I'm a walking contradiction. Cause although my money grew, so did my people's addiction. Let this serve as a public apology, long overdue. Yo, you might be over me, but trust I'm not over you. Plan to bust a U-turn and get back on my without regrets of doing crimes I ain't have to commit. Used to think the key to life was just having a brick. Now I'm more than more wise, all truth, no lies.
So I'm part of an artist collective called Dream Warriors. And I met the Sampson brothers because they knew Frank Wan, who is also a part of the Dream Warriors collective, and he did a lot of performances with them. So there were a few times where we all did a show together here and there, you know. They're really talented and entertaining with what they do. They speak on the culture related to what they do. And just the hoop dancing is not something I can explain, you know. It's not something that I can do justice with words. You gotta see it.
I just want to do a brief explanation about what hoop dance is. For me, it's been my life. It's been a life's journey, a life of teachings, a life of learning, not only for myself, but for all of those that I encounter. And I encourage all of you to understand that all of our worlds intersect. We are all a part of each other's world, and you cannot deny that fact. And so the sooner that we come to this realization, the sooner we can come to a better conclusion of how to work this world together. And what you do in this world matters. It makes a difference not only for yourself, but for those around us, every single one of us. And so they say hoop dance is a storytelling dance and a healing dance. And I agree, but I would argue that any dance is healing and storytelling. For instance, all right? Some of you may not know what that dance is, all right? Go ask your young ones, they'll tell you all about it. And in there, again, lies another lesson. We can learn just as much from our young ones as we can our elders. With the ability for a hoop dancer is simply an instrument, a catalyst for them to tell their story, to emphasize it. Every single dancer, hoop dancer, has these same instruments, but we all tell our own story. Nobody's story is exactly like anybody else's, and of course, something for all of us to be able to appreciate. Hopefully you guys are curious. Hopefully you guys want to learn more and understand us more, and of course understand your own value to this world as well, as we all come from unique places, and it wouldn't be this big, beautiful, crazy world without all of us.
When the pandemic hit, my art business took a hit, you know? A lot of gigs got canceled successively and repetitively and quickly. And at that point in time, I'm like, all right, I need to find ways to make my money work for me. I was like, I gotta get out of this cycle of just having a little bit of money and having it gone by the time I get some more. And in order to do that, you gotta learn financial literacy and how to invest, you know, whether it's the stock market or real estate. So I got to learning about all of that, and then I was like, all right, well, you know, I got some money at the time that I saved up. It's like, I'm gonna put that in some stocks. And then you see them stocks shoot up like 30, 40, 50%. It's like, dang, I didn't have to work for that money. It's a pretty powerful experience. And then I was like, okay, this is something that needs to be learned more by natives because we have a negative relationship with money. Money has done a lot of bad things to our people. Our people have done a lot of bad things to our people in the name of money. We gotta learn more about this kind of stuff and embrace it, even if we have that negative history with it, because we live in this capitalist society that requires it.
I'm trying to climb the ladder, I'm trying to climb the ladder, get all accounts fatter, improve investment data. I'm trying to climb the ladder, I'm trying to climb the ladder. What shoes I wear don't matter, fam, I'm trying to climb the ladder. I'm trying to climb the ladder, I'm trying to climb the ladder, get all accounts fatter, improve investment data. I'm trying to climb the ladder, I'm trying to climb the ladder. What car I drive don't matter, fam, I'm trying to climb the ladder. Someone said the other day I ain't too street no more. Correct, pal. Quit the streets to make sure that my seed can grow. Left the state collecting checks that pay no local freebie flow. Back on place to make home runs and hit Suzuki Ichiro. Never left to see me in the city greeting EG bros. It's just that the old me wasn't pretty. Simply sees these roads. Living gritty was a pity, so I sought the CZ roads. Still objective, flexing records, jealousy, you kill zeros. Doing the gritty like JJ when paydays bring me Dini, bro. Bringing that melee if they say goons are knocking at my door. Homie, don't play that, I stay strapped, case I gotta free your soul. The little I have it, we're risking your life for, I promise though. No flashiness or material riches for my people. We're putting every dime in the market to speed up these inflows. The need to feed my glow with freedoms eats from cheese and dough. I'm talking bread and cheddar, chips and chicken like beast mode.
Start taking care of y'all mentals, y'all bodies, and y'all children.
I'm trying to climb the ladder, I'm trying to climb the ladder, get all accounts fatter, improve investment data. I'm trying to climb the ladder, I'm trying to climb the ladder. What shoes I wear don't matter, fam, I'm trying to climb the ladder. I'm trying to climb the ladder, I'm trying to climb the ladder, get all accounts fatter, improve investment data. I'm trying to climb the ladder, I'm trying to climb the ladder. What car I drive don't matter, fam, I'm trying to climb the ladder. Perplexed, what's next? Head spinning, searching for the light and night, stomach upset. I seek enlightenment and find out things like Corvettes. Still ain't find them, got some incompleted chores yet. Gifted by your presence, transcend spiritual effects. Breakneck, my diaphragm, chest ejects. Rexy Rex, fossils feel hostile muse. Litany tests only serve to mitigate disputes. Spit until I'm undisputed in the booth. Keep spitting so the reach can see deliverance of truth. Born with pure souls, I just hope to dig up roots. Bring it full circle like the hoop, I'm a new. The boldest aspiration is to outgrow self. Excavate a selfish past till we see help. Try to escape it to mold the foundation. Roads that I paved with the red paint anchoring. Guys down from skies that I so can't take a risk. When heat rises, wipe the sweat with the handkerchief. I feel the sting of the sweat when it hits your eye. I'm visine to the spirit of my mind's eye. A DIY false prideful kind guy. FYI, I could use some advice. You see why I can't prioritize shine. I'm near going blind like deer facing headlights already, baby, walk right. Baby, walk right. I say hip hop. I say hip hop. Say it don't stop. It don't stop. Say hip hop. It don't stop. I walk right with the left-legged limp. Still put the pep in my step like a pimp. It's been a good day, I'm Ice Cube in a blimp. Some Goodyear tires on a Mark Cuban whip. Before you buy my BS, you better check my bin. You co-sign a broke man like a next of kin. Might mess around and let you down like I did my kid. I'm one drop of Seagrams away from losing him. My name is Tar Paul, I'm an alcoholic. Used to think I was the ish because I was in college. Used to think I am the ish, you say I'm kicking knowledge. My mind's behind my age, the wisdom's highly polished. Still keep it modest, I'll never be the hottest. The harder the skills get, the less they're acknowledged. Shout out my leaders, the head that's quick to follow. With legends, apparition till they fall in sleepy hollows. Baby, walk right. And when I say walk, y'all say right. Walk, 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 walk. When I say top, y'all say flight. Top, 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 top. Hey, that's what's up. Give it up for the Sampson Bros.
So my brother and I, we were born and raised in Southern California, as our father was in film work. And the way that our mother kept us involved with powwow and indigenous culture was through powwow. So my brother and I have been dancing powwow since the time we could walk. But we've been hoop dancing for about 33 years, yeah. As we grew, we kind of choreographed our own like routine where my brother and I do the hoop dancing synchronized. And then as we made our way throughout North America and we ended up back on our mother's res in upstate New York, we learned the story of the twins. So in Haudenosaunee, a creation story, Sky Woman comes down to Earth and she comes down to rest on Turtle Island. She gives birth to a daughter, and then that daughter gives birth to two twin boys, Sapling and Flint. And these brothers, they had the power of creation. So what one brother would create, the other would create opposite. So one would make mountains, the other would make valleys, one would make lake, one would make streams. So this went on and on and on, back and forth, till they finally came to a conclusion that they both needed each other. So what you'll see is that my brother and I will come together at the end with our formation, and we'll kind of form the world that we know today with our two halves.
How many of y'all heard about my guy Joe Rainey? Make some noise if you've heard about Joe Rainey. So he's a Southsider like myself, an 05 South High Tiger graduate like myself, you know what I mean, full circle. And he's been on a meteoric rise in the music scene all over the world recently. So I'm excited for him to come and rock for y'all. I'm gonna let him come speak for himself though. Make some noise for Joe Rainey.
Joe Rainey, we met in high school and we played basketball together a little bit, you know, stuff like that. But as far as like why I picked him for this show is because he's doing something that's super powerful. He's creating his own genre of music almost, with the powwow singing mixed with electronic music and then all the visual components and things that he incorporates with his collaborators. I think it's real dope and powerful. He too is presenting our culture in a more modern medium, maybe bringing other people into our world a little bit and appreciating our people and our culture and giving us some visibility, you know. On top of that, he's been making a name for himself pretty quickly with what he's doing.
way that I would explain to someone who may have not have heard something like this before is this is very just on its own. But I feel like this is my version of a one-man powwow or hand drum CD. For many years, indigenous music voices haven't been out here as much. It's meant to cut through live, and it's meant to be loud. It's meant to be in your face. It's meant to, you know, hit you over the knuckles with the ruler. You know, it's meant to do that. You know, I don't mean any harm towards your ears, but ruler over the knuckles for not listening to us more is the least of your problems. But I really feel like, you know, it's okay to be a bit thorny. I feel like I might come off as a little brash sometimes, but I think assertiveness coming from an indigenous a musician has not been seen. Most of the samples that you hear are from powwows and from my recordings themselves. It's also just real life instances that I have with my friends that I record. The samples that you hear are very close to me, and they're very important. And I wanted to pay homage to some of my late drum brothers with putting their voices or the songs that were made for them on the album, just because you know, this was a release of grieving emotions that I had. My introduction to powwow singing began when I was very young, 5 or 6, at the local community drum and dance classes. I was interested in those while I was, you know, still in grade school, very, very young. But I found a love of recording live powwow music and really using that as a tool to help me learn. What drew me to powwow singing is just the overall expression of what it is. It's some ways very physical with the drumming part, but also using a singing voice, which I found very interesting into how that correlates with other music in America. I felt like powwow singing was on its own, very much like a kind of niche thing to kind of do, or very like subculture. There is a whole subculture of like powwows. Yeah, it's starting to become a lot more public with dance troupes or people dancing in public a lot more, and the singing part has to come along yet. But that's why I think part of why I released the album.
How did that come about? Like the incorporating, I don't know if you would describe it as like electronic music or whatever that you incorporate into your powwow singing. Like, how did that happen?
So we were the drum group I was a part of, and I still sing with Midnight Express and Iron Boy. We were invited to Eau Claire's Music Festival in Eau Claire, Wisconsin. It was a music festival curated by Justin Vernon and the Dessner twins and the Bon Iver family. And one of the years that we were there, we were in the at one of the performance spaces, like kind of in the woods, and it was with our friend Andrew Broder. During his set, one of the dancers, he just, started feeling what Broder was playing, and it just kind of had like a dancing beat to him. So he spontaneously just went out there and just started dancing like how he would at a powwow. And in my mind, if you ripped what Broder was doing and you put some powwow singing underneath Ruben, it would have been a flawless transition. Now, I didn't think of like, I gotta go make an album. Like that. It just was like Post-it note, kind of like stuck in the back of my head type of thing. Finally had some time during the quarantine to really sit with like, okay, what is that? Or like, can I do something? I hit up Broder because I seen what was going on, and he was making the sounds that Ruben was dancing to. So I just asked him if he could send me some tempos. It was like pen pal back and forth. He would send me, long tracks, 8-minute tracks for me to just sit and listen to and just come up with stuff to like kind of flow over it, I guess. But the whole album itself just grew on its own from the idea of rightfully, in my mind, singing powwow over the electronic beats and not have them cut up or sampled. I don't know how to explain what we created. It's only for there to experience either headphones or live. But being classified or being boxed in is something I've never liked, and I wanted to create something that was outside of the box. I just want to change how people think about what we're doing. So if people hear something totally different of what they're used to hearing, that's gonna spark a whole conversation about what it is and how people think about what Native music is or what powwow music is, or oh dang, there is a whole archive to be held and to be taken care of. Oh, there are Native rappers that have something to say. I think a lot of Natives might get turned off by what maybe you do or what maybe I do, but we're pushing a message that there's lots of Indigenous arts to be had and to be seen and to be recognized, and there's lots of artists to do that and to really just release years of trauma. What I created, it might be experimental, might be electronic, it might be powwow singing, but it's on its own. It's really on its own, and that's exactly what I wanted to create. Can't box me in.
No, yeah, I like that too, because when I early on in my career as a hip hop artist, people just started calling me native hip hop artist or like a native MC. They would always throw native in front of it. And I've embraced it now because, our people embrace it. But like, there's still that part of me where it's like, I'm an MC who happens to be native,
I really appreciate, shining a light on natives, because I feel like we're a growing industry itself. There's not enough shows, there's not enough seasons, there's not enough SD cards to hold what natives can do and what natives have to show to everyone.
Most definitely, man. And it's so important to be able to, represent with our voices, but also spread that love around and give other people opportunities. I know we talked a little bit about this at the show. Like, I would rather curate a show than, just be one of the performers or the headliner or whatever, There's so much talent within our tribes all over the country and all over the continent, really. So I was thinking, how they want us to make sure to do a song together on stage, It's going to be interesting on how we intertwine that, but I know it's going to be dope. But one idea I had was I got this song called Someone Great Who Looked Like Me.
Yes, sir.
It's about Jim Thorpe. So I was thinking we could try this out, anyway, and see how it goes.
Okay.
I might do like a verse and a chorus or just a verse or whatever, and then maybe, I don't know what you think would fit best.
I think what works well is just, combining our two voices on the, the a cappella level, no backing track, just our voices. I think that really resonates well with the audience. You spit a verse or a chorus, and, once you wrap up, I'll wrap up right after you're done, and I'll just kind of be laying in the background some jazz, some spoken words, jazz stuff, and, it'll work out good.
Word. All right, well, I guess, would you be cool with, like, we could just,
let's
like,
try
you want
it,
to just, like, sing something, and then I'll see what you're vibing with.
Sure.
Kick back in my time machine, reminiscing everything was so promising. Siblings let me win so I would feel like I was king. Caught the piece, when it in, then I was high, you see.
Who's kneel down when I've cried about the sky to me? Like God the grid, I am about my highest being. Fell in love with the sport when I was high as knees. Then I learned to Jim Thorpe and I knew I could beast. Blow up and get the paper like them Shaka peas. Go up to snag the ball on y'all like Monson Fleet. Show up, I be shown up because I've got to peace. That was the Jim Thorpe effect of my philosophy. But somewhere down the line I must have lost the beat. Started going in for my feast like I forgot my teeth. Jim Thorpe isn't in the public conscious P. All I'd ever see was black and white on colored screens. All I hear about is cheese, but they're all long deceased. Man, I wish I could have seen you play ball on TV. I wish that you received the same notoriety the mass media has given all these other athletes. I just needed someone great who looked like me. Jim Thorpe, you could be my Muhammad Ali. Afflicted with addiction, alcoholic like P. No submitting, both spitting up in college like G's. My focus not there, we probably both got B's. You're the star RB, I skipped the smoke trees. When I finally got sober, I became an MC. Messing up on stage, cause I care what people think. I needed your influence, I don't care what people think. See, for me to feel great, man, I needed that drink. Graduated school and flushed the lick down a sink. Now I gotta be you for kids who wanna be me.
Hey ha la hey le ha ha la hoy. Way ha la hey le ho well. Hey 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 loy.
Funding for this program is supported in part by the Minnesota Arts and Cultural Heritage Fund, Janine and John Spear, and these stage supporters.